What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and today we're going to check out Bizarre Bub, Scary Comp V98. And Bizarre Bub, hands down, one of the best content creators of paranormal call on tape to ever do it, you guys. I'll put his information in the description section so you guys can check him out and give him some support, love, share, like, all that good stuff. So let's see what he has in store for us with this video. Let's go.
On the night of November 16 of 2024, a school teacher stands outside of his class while struggling to remain calm. Only a few minutes ago, he was just inside setting up decorations for his class when he had to stop and immediately walk out after seeing something that made him jump out of his skin. Now, the school that he teaches at doesn't really have a history of paranormal occurrences, but the students there would often make up stories and rumors about the school being haunted, specifically by a student who used to go there. Whether or not this student actually existed remains a mystery, but tonight, after encountering what just happened, he no doubt believes that his class is haunted, if not the whole school. This is what he caught.
All right, I'm just finishing up putting up decorations for the students when they get back. I was on the smartboard setting things up. I'm taking a step back, and you guys know me. I stay late often. It's just me here and the janitor, and let me show you. Do you see? Do you see? I mean, is that not a kid sitting right there?
It appears that someone is sitting at a desk towards the back of the class while facing the board in front of it. Now, just for reference, this is what it usually looks like when there isn't someone occupying a seat. Nothing stands out because clearly nothing is there, but somehow either someone or something appears. It's hard to make out any specific features, but there's definitely an outline resembling that of a child's, as viewers noted. Because of this, the instructor believes that the spirit of a former student had come to see him. However, they had come way too late to class. Now, it's worth noting that a few months ago, the school had an accident involving someone who went there. It isn't certain, but the following footage might be related.
What is happening? See, but they just put a girl in the back.
The specifics of what occurred are unknown, but according to a source, the student had unfortunately passed away only days after the accident. Ever since then, the kids at the school would come up with rumors saying that the girl's spirit haunts the building. If that's so, then this definitely makes what was captured a whole lot more interesting. But of course, I'll let you come up with your own judgment. Was a ghost caught on camera? Or might there be something that could possibly explain what was captured? As always, let me know what you think down below.
Well, very interesting. Yes, it was. And you know what's funny? I was trying to see whether or not if there was like smudges on the television and, something that could possibly reflect a shadow behind it. But he kept on trying to show us that there is something there. And what makes it more interesting is the fact that it was in the second to last seat. Second to last seat. Like when it did the close up, especially when Bizarre Bub did the whole color transformation on it, it looked it like there was somebody just leaning back watching the teacher. Now, I'm going to say this. The fact that the teacher seemed authentically disturbed by the whole situation, it's one thing. But as a teacher, to put his face on this video and practically, you know, put his career on the line is the proof that I need to believe this video is authentic. So we have his authenticity of how he reacted to it and the fact that he could possibly derail his whole teaching career. Put that together, that you have to believe it. But what is your opinion, as Bizarre Bob said?
Now, the following footage was recently shared by a mother who was home alone when this happened. The only other person inside the house was her baby, who had just been put to sleep in her crib. It's been a hectic night trying to calm her down as she wouldn't stop crying. According to Angela, the mother, her baby would continuously stare at an empty space before bursting into tears. It was definitely strange, but it wasn't something Angela found concerning. That is, until the following incident took place. At around 10 at night, Angela is woken up by a notification on her phone, alerting her that a person has been detected in the back patio. She immediately checks the security camera outside her house from her smartphone to see if maybe her husband was back from work. Instead, she sees this.
So it does move. It does disappear within the frame.
At first, Angela thought that the figure was simply a case of pareidolia, but then suddenly, this happens. The figure, which Angela thinks looks like a little girl, slowly dissipates into thin air. Just like that, the silhouette is gone. Now, Angela has made a video showing where the little girl had appeared. While it does give some context, her video makes the footage a whole lot creepier.
Okay, so this is the area, the door that it was like standing inside. We don't have anything or keep anything in this area because it's a walkway and it would be really awkward. And then this is where the security camera is. So when I looked at the footage, I expected to see a person. I didn't expect to see that though.
It's the fact that Angela shows what it looks like if someone were to be standing at the door that makes the footage creepier. If Angela's body wasn't able to be seen, as she demonstrates, then how is this clearly apparent? They, or it, just stands there completely motionless. While she doesn't know for sure if this was something paranormal, she now knows what it was that her child was looking at. She believes that this had been responsible for making her baby upset. But of course, you be the judge. Was a ghost caught on camera, or had something else been captured?
I have to say this. I absolutely enjoyed watching this video because at first I thought it could have been some sort of reflection, but it wasn't. Because when the woman was showing us everything, you could see her. And it looks like the little girl. Like her opening and closing, you could see her arm and everything. And it looks like the little girl. So you're not going to see like a perfect image, but there was a short little girl standing there and it dissipated. And where she dissipated to, even if she was to back up or like sidestep, there's really like her position, there's really nowhere to go but go through the door to the outside. very interesting. And the fact that the baby is being bothered, we're not sure if it's harming the baby just because the baby is crying. We can't jump into the conclusion that is harming. But due to the fact that it is making the baby uncomfortable and is crying and stuff like this, um, I would further investigate or look into groups of paranormal investigators. I've said this before. There's practically a paranormal group in every state, in every neighborhood. Just do your research. When you're looking for a group of paranormal investigators, do so like if you're going to buy a house for the first time, like a car for the first time. You have to do your research, find out if that is what you want and need for yourself. Same thing. Get a paranormal group there so they could investigate and see if there's anything they could do to help the situation. That is my advice. And yes, I absolutely love this video. Let's continue.
On September 20th of 2020, a father decides to record his two sons during a playful activity. Both his kids are engaged in a playful wrestling match, with each one trying their best to beat the other. It's a tied match, as it looks like neither one can win the game. Well, that is, until one of them gets distracted. It's unclear as to what he's seeing, but his full attention is given. In fact, he's so distracted that his opponent takes this opportunity to beat him. Although capturing his loss on camera, something else was captured that neither the kid's parents could explain. While looking at the video he took, the father sees this.
A ver. Eso, pa' eso, es. Eso, pa' eso.
As the father sees that his son is fixated on something, he points the camera to where he is looking, but he doesn't see what it is that's so captivating. Whether he missed it or it simply was not visible, the camera had caught it. In the closet, a face is captured, but like something out of a nightmare, it doesn't move and stays completely still while seemingly staring at the camera. Whatever this is just stays in this corner, but when the father pans the camera to the same spot after turning away momentarily, it's no longer there. Although taken in 2020, there hasn't been any further info on this clip, yet still, no info is needed to make this footage any creepier. While there has yet to be any updates, viewers continue to speculate as to what exactly was inside this wardrobe.
I actually like the video, you guys. And it's all because he panned back to the same place. But that little kid made this video happen because he was looking at the direction, which made the father want to pan the camera right quick. And then when he goes back and forth, there was something that was not there. I'm not going to say it was a head, it was a face, because there was a sweater, there was a lot of stuff going on, the movement, back quality of the camera, but nonetheless, there was something that looked like a face that disappeared on the second take. Within all the same frame. Within the same frame, you see it, go back, you see it, not there. I liked it. Let's keep it moving.
In the following video, a couple of friends are standing outside a building that hasn't been occupied for years. Nothing about this building had stood out to the friends until they saw this. Now at first glance, the so-called ghost appears to be mistaken for a plastic bag. This is so considering that it looks to be caught on a wire that's connected to the building. But as the video plays out, the notion of this being a bag suddenly becomes questionable. If this had been nothing more than a piece of plastic, then how does one explain the following? As all friends continue to watch the alleged bag, this happens.
You could clearly see there's It moved away from the wire.
Whatever this might have been just floats around before somehow vanishing, but it does this only after the friends started calling out to it. It's as if it was hiding away from them. Now, it could very well be that its movement was merely a coincidence that occurred when they shouted, but despite that, it doesn't explain how it just disappears into nothingness. For this reason, the group believes a ghost was on the roof of this abandoned building. Ghost or not, neither viewers nor the group could explain just how exactly this white object vanished without a trace. Like most videos, there has yet to be a definitive explanation for what was caught.
All I'm gonna say is that if if it wasn't because it was nighttime and you don't really see what's beyond the structure, but what if, I mean, it seemed like there was nothing there, right? Like to cover, like let's say there, like if it was a bag, because it could very well be a bag that got loose, and it was just, in a way almost free floating. It was weird. It was weird. But what would have made this video even more interesting is if it was not dark. I would have loved to see what's beyond like the structure in the background, or like to get a better sense of the area. That would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. Regardless of what, from what we just saw, it is unexplainable. The way it portrayed itself, and it seemed like there was a couple of people there, experiencing this, and yeah, yeah. What do you guys think? Put it in the comment section.
On October 18th of 2024, a video recorded by a security camera inside a classroom began spreading among students after many were freaked out by what was captured. The footage was initially posted by the teacher of this classroom. Mr. Simon, the instructor in question, wanted to share something creepy that he came across while looking at video recordings of his lectures. Rarely does he ever check the camera, but apparently, a student of his had complained about being bullied by a classmate. So naturally, Mr. Simon checks the camera to see what was going on between the two. But while checking, he sees a notification saying that motion was detected at 10 p.m. on October 17th. Now this was odd, considering that school was closed during this time. He checks the footage, expecting a thief or a janitor to appear, but instead, he ends up seeing something that scares the living daylights out of him. This is what he saw.
Seems like the doors opened a little bit.
It's easy to miss the first time, but in case you did, something appears at the entrance to the classroom after a few rotations from the camera. It's pretty faint, but it's there. The camera seems to notice it as it stops moving and stays pointing at the figure. But when it sees it, the figure just seemingly vanishes. The misty apparition, as Mr. Simon calls it, is no longer present throughout the footage. Or at least, that's what he thinks. Because according to viewers, the reason as to why the camera keeps on moving is because it's still picking up the supposed ghost that was seen. Wherever the camera points is where it's at, it's just not visible. But despite whether or not the mysterious figure was still present, Mr. Simon is fully convinced that something otherworldly had appeared. To this day, he has no idea what exactly was inside his class and wonders if the camera will ever see this mysterious figure again. Just what was inside Mr. Simon's class?
Huh. He didn't talk about the door slightly opening. Unless I'm wrong. But it just seemed weird. Due to the timing, I'm not gonna go back. But if you guys go back in the video, check out that door that the supposed apparition went through, and see, it looks like it opened and then the camera panned away, and when it went back, it was a solid, it was closed. The other thing is, though, that was weird. That was a weird camera movement. Yeah. I'm not saying that due to the movement of the camera, with the motion the sensor, moving away or around, but there was a moment where it kind of went like like sideways, and that was weird for that type of camera to do. And then it went, if it's following motion sensing, it turned around to face the wall. Hmm. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Uh I like the story for sure. Very interesting. And the fact is that, um there's a lot of videos that usually I question, how do you know, like if everything is not moving, how do you know when to go to that precise time? Thankfully, security cameras has timestamps, and it identifies what it's saying. So, with that being said, man, let's continue on. That was a great video.
In the Russian city of Kirov, a couple were driving down a highway when their dashcam caught footage of something pretty creepy. This video was submitted to me by Gregory P., who saw the clip on a local news station. Upon seeing what was captured, he immediately knew that the incident was anything but normal. As the couple drive down the road, they see this.
Там мужик на дороге стоял.
Out of nowhere, a mysterious silhouette shows up in front of the car. Its sudden appearance was startling enough that the woman driving swerved upon seeing it. While it may seem like someone was actually standing there, something about them has led viewers to believe that this figure was no person at all, given that they, or it, doesn't flinch upon seeing the approaching vehicle, and also that they just manifest out of nowhere. It's believed that this was paranormal. Although it's hard to say for sure if that's so, at least it's certain that most viewers think something unexplainable was captured.
It does seem like it just appeared, but it looks foggy, right? Like, visually, it looks really foggy. So I'm questioning whether or not if it just appeared there, or due to the fog and the headlights not penetrating through it very well. Because I've driven in bad conditions like this, with like heavy fogness, and the headlights doesn't penetrate through the fog sometimes. Is this one of those conditions? Because it could have just been a person in not fully aware of their actions or surroundings, or not well, and they were in the middle of the street. Thankfully, this person driving has great instincts. But yeah, yeah, that could have been a person, you know just standing in the middle of the road. Weird, yes. Weird, definitely. Nighttime, being alone in that area, yeah, one could automatically assume it was something paranormal. But the way my mindset works, people do weird things, and this could have been just a person that is going through a tough time. And with your reflexes, you didn't help put that person where that person probably wants to be, right? All right, man. Bizarre Bub never fails. Let's go.
Now this next video was submitted to me by Sienna G, who received the following clip from her aunt. In the footage, Sienna's aunt is filming her son, who appears to be roaming around inside a room. Although initially thinking that her aunt had sent her a cute video of her little cousin, Sienna soon felt that something was off about the clip. It wasn't obvious at first, but upon watching it the second time, she instantly got chills. The clip, as it turns out, was sent to Sienna because something strange was captured. Have a look.
How mommy say got the stuff look like this? Check it out. Come on.
As Sienna's aunt films her son, she catches something passing by in front of the camera, but it's really quick when it happens. At exactly 17 seconds into the video, a dark silhouette emerges from the left side of the screen before making its way across the room. By slowing the footage, one can see that something distinct is moving past the camera, but it's also when you slow the footage that the video gets even more creepy. Looking at the figure frame by frame, you'll notice that it has a full torso and also what looks like an arm. However, one thing is missing: its head. Despite moving pretty fast, we can still make out what looks like a body, but nowhere in sight do we see a head. This fact alone is what spooked Sienna and her aunt upon looking closely at the clip. If no one else had been inside the room, then what was this?
What's more interesting to me is that it casted a shadow on the door. Check out the door. It casted a shadow.
Looking closely at the clip. If no one else had been inside the room, then what was this? A definitive answer to this question has yet to be given. If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video.
All right, you guys. Yeah. What's interesting about that picture, because sometimes when you're trying to record something, your finger could have passed by, the lens or something. Something could have happened. But the fact that that shadow figure left the shadow on the door is what really caught my attention, because the room is lit up. The only way a shadow can be cast is if there's a light source casting it. How did a light source cast a shadow of a shadow? That's interesting. But yeah. Let's keep it moving.
In the following video, a young girl plays with a pair of glasses while mom and dad talk in the bedroom. It appears that no one else is around except maybe their pet dog, but according to the mother who sent me this clip, there is no way that her dog was responsible for this creepy incident. If no one else was present in the kitchen during this time, as she states, then what was this?
Hey? You sound like she's into mischief. Hey, Bo. Come here. What, baby?
Understandably, the child's parents were freaked out upon listening to what was captured. Either in the kitchen or somewhere else in the house, a loud screech is heard. Someone in the house had screamed, but this doesn't make any sense, as no one else lives there except them, who certainly didn't scream during this recording. Now, even stranger is the fact that their daughter had no reaction whatsoever to the sound. In fact, no one else had heard it when it happened. Whether person or ghost, the family has no clue as to who or what had made the noise.
Awesome. I mean, I have to say it. Sorry, you guys, I have to say it. But I can't leave my kid that young unattended on a chair. I would be nervous as hell. Like, honey, we could talk later. Let's make sure our kid is safe. Now, the fact that nobody didn't react to the scream, because what I was thinking is that possibly somebody was screaming outside of the house and just the camera caught the audio. But that kind of scream, you would get some sort of reaction to it. Like, what the hell was that? Something. Not from the baby, but you could hear the parents talking in the room. So if I was to hear a scream, a blood curdling scream like that, I would be like, what the hell is that? And I would come out and just, but it seemed like they didn't realize anything, which, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Unless somebody that's not them inserted that scream into the video and posted it, and they didn't have nothing to do with it. It's a possibility. I've seen it done. So, with that being said, let's finish this video.
In this last video, a man who lives alone recorded a video to show what's been happening ever since he moved in. The apartment that he's currently renting isn't exactly a place he calls home. Almost every night, something strange happens. From tapping noises coming from outside his window to things moving on their own as if tipped over by someone, he no doubt believes that his new place is haunted. Now, he's been recording a couple occurrences ever since moving in, but the most recent video on his page is by far the most unsettling encounter he's ever had. It's late at night when this is captured.
Время 2:30 ночи, а мы только начинаем веселиться. Проснулся от стука из шкафа. А это одна сторона, левая дверца, слегка приоткрывается и стучит. Не знаю, видно, не видно.
I'm waiting for this guy to open the door, you guys. Like, is it gonna be a jump scare?
Такая хуйня, ребята.
It goes without saying, but the man was on edge throughout the whole night. Thinking that someone was hiding in his wardrobe, he walks over with caution, but this wasn't necessary, as eventually he finds out that nothing was inside. Or so it seems. While nothing in particular stands out except for some moving hangers, viewers believe that a presence of some sort was actually in there. It just wasn't visible to the naked eye. Whatever presence might have been there has definitely spooked the man, but regardless, this alone was enough to send him out of his place and into a new one. No further videos have been posted since then, but until new footage is released, this one remains a mystery. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss any uploads in the future. Also be sure to check out the official TikTok account for this channel. That being said, until next time.
All right, you guys, just in case, I will put Bizarre Bub's information in the description section so you guys could, all of this information is in the description section and his YouTube channel, so you guys could give him a subscribe, like all his videos and stuff. As far as that cabinet is concerned, man, we are talking about a region that's probably a cold area, right? I'm just going by, he's giving me some Russian, Polish kind of vibe going on there. So, weird that his closet didn't have nothing in there. It was just an empty closet. Why even have it there? the closet in the first place. It was next to a door. So my thing is, was there, any breeze, anything, any airflow, or we can't tell. We can't tell. It looked like it didn't have a backboard to it, so it's just kind of, but I mean, it had, because the backboard was white and the wall was like a wallpaper. Um, but these structures of closets, they're very flimsy. They're very flimsy. And if it's not put correctly, yeah, it'll swerve. Now, whether or not the door would do something like this, but I definitely see that if there is some sort of draft, it would do that because of the how poor the structure is and how flimsy that door closets are. So, but again, it was weird that it was completely empty. There's no clothes, there's no nothing. So, I mean, like a IKEA kind of thing, you could go like this and that thing is gonna wave. So, but yeah, yeah. Absolutely love this video as always. Bizarre Bub, thank you for your content. And with that being said, you guys, if you guys are enjoying this kind of content, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.